Continuing from the earlier topic, let us discuss our common enemy, Aglaya. She is the second most experienced Chrysos heir across the whole of Akama, who has gradually lost her humanity to the ravages of time and the ablation of the core flame. A formidable opponent, and admittedly, there is ample reason for her to take your life. Yet your previous reasoning is quite sound. As a seasoned political animal, it's unclear whether she will act. Is there anyone present who can swear by the sacred vow of Kefali and guarantee that you weren't in league with that?
I believe you're aware of Castorus the Executioner. Long before I returned to Akama, Aglaya had already dispatched her to monitor me. If I weren't able to reach this place in time, I would have been forced to meet Thanatos first. As compared to a comprehensive plan with uncertain results, if you decide to cut open my chest and remove the core flame...
I understand what you mean. At the very least, the both of us agree that this tyrant who wallows in extravagance and greed is the greatest threat to achieving peace in Akama. The Council of... However, I regret to say that sentiments in favor of the Chrysos heirs and Aglaya are only growing in magnitude. The peace that we are aspiring toward, as well as... Tell me, what are you willing to do for our esteemed citizens?
Aglaya's authoritarianism, conceit, and arrogance have granted her unfettered control for the most part. Yet these traits are also...
Surely you don't believe that such a tiny betrayal...
What's more, there are many who remain silent, merely watching to see how much chaos I can unleash.
In the name of Kefali, Akama thanks you for your sincere... At this stage, it's clear that you and I understand the benefits to be won from this discussion. Let me put... The Council of Elders has vowed to all citizens of Akaba that it will always remain loyal to them. As for you, my lord, how will you guarantee that you will be able to live up to such earnestness and will not betray Akama's indomitable citizens?
Surely you jest. My loyalty does not need to be proven.
I am incredibly honored to have witnessed the both of you bury the hatchet in a civilized... As the Theoros, I have observed the following. Lady Aglaya the Good...
Oh. Well, I do believe that we must...
Feeling dissatisfied, Lady Kindness? Despite the Council of Elders' lofty residence on Dawncloud, it must still tolerate...
So you were holding back just now. Seems like you are better at playing this game than I. In any case, I'm glad that she's arrived. So tell me, Anaxagoras, now that you're an ally of mine, if Aglaya were to demand that I had...
You can do as she says. Tell her that the Council of Elders merely wish to chat with me. However, by doing so, the authority of the Council of Elders will be as thin as papyrus that has been soaked in blood. Not only... No. More like two. At the next Citizens' Assembly, that young lady who is synonymous with death will...
Oh? How can you be sure?
Is that of importance to you? All you need to know is that I have a plan. If Aglaya can seize me in full view of the masses today, she could also dismiss the entire Council of Elders in one fell swoop tomorrow. If that happens, the discussion that we've just had will turn into an utter joke. Is this the outcome that you wish to see, Lady Kindness?
Fine. I will handle this matter appropriately. But you do best to remember this. Fool the people and karma will be on your tail. Unless, of course, you crave cruel punishment and consider suffering the perfect state to ponder.
Well, what do you know? That happens to be one of my rare talents.
We shall see, then.
I've got to say that you've managed to really impress me again. But...
Dying to know what I'm after,
I mean, I'm the reason Titan after all. It is in me to ask and seek answers.
Easy there. You'll learn the answers soon. I didn't bring it up with her purely because she doesn't have the means to give me what I truly want. The true masters of Dawncloud have always been the Theoros, who watches over.
An expected visitor. You know, you could actually skip all the pointless debate and come straight. I have no reason to refuse you.
You may not, but kindness has. Whoever gets hold of Kefali's core flame will get to rule over Akama. She's wary of me, so naturally I had to gain her trust. I would say that debate was not at all.
Very true.
In my view, this individual has gone to great lengths to get close to Kefali. Are you still willing to let him pass, knowing this?
Yes, very much so. All living creations are always free to visit Kefali's transcendent vessel.
How convenient it is to...
It is truly my honor to speak to a venerated Titan in person. Please, go ahead. Let me... Oh, a bygone myth tells of an occasion where Kefali once answered their followers' questions on the peak of the Holy Mountain. Their followers have since believed that scaling this Titan cliff is one way of being with the god.
Hear that? It's not every day that you get to climb a mountain with Circes. You should sing me a hymn of praise.
Titan hymns are beyond me.
Go on ahead. Take this Yanis shortcut, and the long pilgrimage stairway will be waiting for you at its end.
I have to admit, I never expected you...
Because I know very well what it is you are after. As the saying goes, a gentleman helps others achieve their goals. I believe Kefali will not deprive you of your right to ask your question, especially now that you're...
I hope things go as you say, then.
Putting a child, it is my hope that you bring a much-needed change to this world.
Honestly, this is my first time going up to Dawncloud.
What a splendid view. Isn't it about...
Well, I don't see how this place... And even though I've come this far...
I must be getting ahead of myself to be expecting...
Oh? Haven't you been in my head for some time now? Alright, we're just a short hike away from Kefali.
So the intellectual debate from earlier was too draining for you, huh? If Amphoreus gets a new lease...
Save your concern.
The Titan is in sight. Can you make...
Why? Are you... I know how far I can go.
Fine then. I guess I won't say any more.
Wait. Is that... Hey.
Huh?
Do we even get to see...
Oh? Why didn't you bring your favorite spear with you on this trip, Nias?
Ah, yes. I know I've heard this.
It's the black tide destroyed every last inch of my calyx.
How could that be? Even a creation of Georios. From their prized ores and molten...
Hey, Cersei's.
Nias? No, not that I remember.
I just saw him. Nias.
No, I have no...
You two again.
Enough about me. Did Kaos ever reply to you?
Well...
Seems like the price of becoming a demigod is a lot heftier than we thought.
Chaos. Demigod. I've never heard of this person. Which Titan's authority did he inherit?
Look on the bright side, Nias. Since we've come all this way, I doubt he'd snub his old friend.
Let's just hope we mean as much as the world to him.
Hey! Are you seeing that same hallucination again?
Yes. It's still you and Nias, but you're now talking about a certain...
Kaos. This name sounds just as strange to me.
Never mind. I think I know what this is about. If things are as I thought, the souls of...
What? But... if the...
beats me. For all I know, you're... Let's just keep going. As long as I take in more...
Know your limits. Wander too far among the...
I'm fine. If this is indeed as I thought, then this will be very amusing. So...
Of course. And just... If I knew we had to climb a mountain,
I guess this also counts as one aspect of the world-bearing burden. If...
Keep your sarcasm to yourself.
I'm not getting anything of value from them.
I would sooner throw myself off this cliff and hit rock bottom than I am Calypso of the eminent Seven Sages, after all. Training would make me no different from those hell...
Calypso. She's one of the Sevens. No, she can't be. I would know her name. Hey, Cersei's. Just... They're gone. Doesn't matter. I can do this myself. Looks like I'm nearly there now. The land of the dead.
Oh, beautiful old world. Where are you now? Oh, legendary era Chrysia, return to the mortal realm. Splendid gods once walked the paths we walk. Alas, all that's left of that warmth is a hazy mirage.
Why are you chanting that too? Let me uncover. So, I'm back here again. I can hear it. I hear it from the depths of the tides, behind the closed doors of the void world. A voice ready to tell me something. This time, the voice is a lot.
Since we've come this far, let's just wait.
Lord Nias and Miss Calypso, are you both here to visit Chaos too?
Yes, and we've been waiting for quite some time now.
Regrettably, he hasn't answered us. The worst case scenario is that he's already been overwhelmed and crushed by the world-bearing burden.
You're overthinking, Lord Nias. I can still sense Chaos' soul in the area. And besides, we both know Chaos' nature. A deliverer like him wouldn't fall so readily, much less give up on all.
Yes, I have faith in him.
That reminds me. Why are you making this trip alone, Polixia?
Oh, my sister needs more time to make sure the flowers are fine.
Such a pity. Both of you have hearts kinder than anyone else. Yet you are born only to take over.
Everything that I see and hear this time has left me shaking. What may seem like a mundane conversation is in truth a once-in-a-lifetime exchange. The conjecture has taken shape and must now be solidified into a theorem. Next. But no, I will not do that, because another one of my conjectures, one that I have always dreamed of, fusing a mortal soul with that of a Titan to replace said Titan.
What are you thinking about? Is that so? You don't look the slightest bit amazed, though. Plus, you seem to be strangely familiar. Events of the past, huh? I stood at this very spot back then, imagining the day when I could climb. Don't read too much into it. I mean, can mortals even hope to reach Aquila's realm? They're a strict and draconian god. Nothing like Circe's. Reason is willing to share what is theirs with you. Get what I'm saying, right, Denny? After all, the Titan that imprisoned you and Grey here in Amphoreus is none other than Aquila themselves. But there will always be people who dream of soaring towards the sky. The Grove has a wealth of research on Aquila. It's just... I never thought Grey would meet with something like that before we set off. Yeah, there's no rest for the weary, huh? In any case, what we're looking for could be anywhere in this enormous grove. Let's split up to cover more ground. Danny, with your skills, I'm sure those monsters born of the Black Tide will pose no threat to you anyway. Have you forgotten that you're talking to the chief physician of the Twilight?
Thus our fates become one. All lives will be revealed. So fragile, like a wisp of silk. All lives will be revealed.
Time to cleanse the filth. Everything in this world is bleeding. I feel that split. Away we go! For tomorrow, onward!
Catty dance?
Be of your body and mind.
No great concern.
You refuse! I feel that split. Away we go! Yeah. Mimi!
Thus our fates become one. So fragile, like a wisp of silk.
Really now? Or you could sit back and watch. I'm kidding, Danny.
Time for revolution.
Time to cleanse the filth. Everything in this world is bleeding. I feel that split. Away we go! Delivering warmth. I feel that split. Away we go! The Black Tide is remarkably quick to detect the light of Amphoreus. So or rather, the blessings of the Sky Priest in me. Anyway, never mind that for now. Here. This is new. I didn't know Professor Anaxa was Might is an understatement. Anaxa has never been one to venerate the gods, nor has he ever found it within himself to put any faith in the. Yet, it is also this very blasphemer that Circe's favors. Oh? Let me have a. By the looks of them, these scrolls are records of. Sure, go ahead. The Grove of Epiphany is home to 7 schools of thought. While all 7 schools are founded on the ideologies of the. As the sage of the Venerationists, if we were to place the 7th sage. Nearly everyone in Amphoreus has heard the story of the skyships by now. Aquilus, that's why it's no use building giant skyfaring ships. Newsporus primarily study the application of. Everyone considers Anaxa a blasphemer, but that has never stopped him from sharing his ideas. Anaxa often says that perhaps to him, the crash of the skyship carries a. It's a shame that the majority of. That's what I'd like to know. I have a bad feeling about this. Could there be more to what happened at the Grove? This is the Library of Philia. Other than books written by the 7 schools, we've had more than our fair share of hilarious Nice? No need to hold yourself back, Danny. You can just tell it like it is. Whew. You've got me there. Some said you couldn't even find it. There are too many books in the Library of Philia. Why else would they call him the Great Performer? When Anaxer established his school of thought, are the Titans truly an accurate? They marched him straight to the seat of judgment before he could finish. Though what he took on in the end was more of a debate than an actual trial. He had to address everyone. The first allegation was... Do you agree that since the Titans... Anaxes said the same thing then. Needless to say, his critics didn't take kindly to his answer, so they followed. You claim to be studying soul. Anaxa always wears an eye patch, never removing it, even when alone. Every being in the world owes their safety. Thankfully, they had no way to prove. One by one, Anaxa engaged in wars of... It was only after a brief silence that he answered. Yes. I'm not sure how that controversy was eventually... By the way, this stat I'm talking about Anax's alchemy... It's a well-kept secret. Even the administrators of the Library of the Grove in this state, I'm sure... This is the place, but materials for alchemical experiments... No, not even close. Not only are alchemy experiments high-risk activities, but Professor Anaxa also has a penchant for using... Huh? That... Huh? What's going on? Anaxa is... It wouldn't have been so strange if he had focused only on Cassie, given her own curiosity. But now, it seems Anaxa's objective was... true. Anaxa was carrying out experiments on. Yes, this is what he was secretly conducting research on. Something he had to keep hidden from others. Oh, do you remember when the Black Tide was approaching? The Grove had planned to send Cersei's core flame to a safe place. That's right. But what if Professor Anaxa's fusion with the core flame of reason? Put yourself in his shoes, knowing that the Black Tide was closing in and... Exactly. When the Black Tide came, the true reason Anaxa headed to the Luminary No. Judging from how he reacted after the event, the results came as a surprise. The manuscripts detailing all the alchemical form... Like... what? No. He's after Kefali.
Sir, this sky above us.
Of course not. This is just an image from a projection. The day-night cycle has been much like how the sky...
So...
You mustn't conclude that, Anaxa. You should know that often people know...
And they're just deluding themselves. We have already realized
So much time has passed.
why. Because we'll face death by burning if word gets out?
As a sage of the veneration, but above all else...
But I can, sir. I can...
You're right. I shall do just that. Go. Establish your... Find out what we are. Become...
Child of human... You didn't go to such lengths for an audience with Kefali.
So, if I were as foolish as Adromas, perhaps I'd throw myself down and prostrate before their greatness.
Before such power...
I'm sure you're familiar with the story of the Styxians. When the raging waves threatened to swallow them, they didn't just give up and become sitting ducks. No. They call me a blasphemer, Xerxes. But that doesn't as I see it. Titans are simply...
Oh, if power that rivals the Titans is what you crave, what...
Why stop at harnessing the power of the Titan? The source of life is what I wish to grasp. To understand what makes up the soul. Thanks to you, I've had the chance to personally verify, in more ways than one, that the soul indeed... How then is a soul born? That was...
And by the sound of it, you have all...
No. I have already drawn a conclusion.
Professor Anaxa. I'm here. Her life hangs by...
Of course. I'll bring this to a conclusive end. However, in accordance with the principle of equivalent
As you wish.
Don't you care to know what the price might be?
It's a matter of uncovering the truth about the Death Titan and her survival. This may be the only time I can ever save someone's life. There is no need for me to think twice.
I see.
Indulge me. Am I correct to say that you intend to prove Thanatos' whereabouts?
Before I begin, I must confess, as unrelated as these two propositions may seem at first glance, they are in fact. The reason I say this is as I've mentioned earlier. The answer was hidden in my journey.
Anaxa, you were in the Netherrealm?
Yes, I am but a living dead man now. But that's not important. What truly matters, that's not all. Remember how I said you were a part of that conversation too?
And I've told you that I have no recollection of such an event. That...
Because that wasn't you. That was
Calypso.
Huh? Oh, that's the name I made up on a whim when speaking to this girl. And surely you jest. Don't you think I, of all people, would...
It seems you've lost even the memories seared into your... Use your head, Xerxes. Since all of this took place in the realm of the dead, it's the living cannot step foot into that world. So who could they be? Think about Calypso. The answer is evident, is it not? Those fallen heroes are the mortal incarnations of the Titans before their ascensions to godhood. The gods aren't master creators born out of thin air, and they are no different. Does this answer
Yes, because you've answered nothing.
Even on the off chance that you speak the truth, this brings us no closer to grasping Thanatos' whereabouts. How are we to find them?
I knew you would say, but it matters not. I know what I'm doing. Actually, why don't we have...
You can...
Humans cannot return from the dead. Neither can gods. But all we need to do is look at this from a different perspective. And if I'm reborn as Kefali, I can rebuild the world and all within it.
I have news from Hyacinth and Dan Heng. Anaxa.
Kefali? But what could Anaxa want? Is the Council of Elders...
That is not He is indeed the great performer. Capable of... No need for guilt, for this is good news to us. The Council of Elders has found themselves a traitorous ally. What we should be doing now is to keep our eyes peeled for whichever trickery Kainis is up to. Being Akima's political center, the Demigod Council holds just as much significance as the Vortex of Genesis. Someday, after my duty is till then, it's best to get used to this.
Preposterous! The Christos heirs only have their standing because of the Council of Elders! How dare they trample over it!
It's been a while. What is that supposed to mean? Is this really the sort of person that the young lord praised as a ferocious warrior?
It has indeed been some time, Lord Krateros. What brings you here?
Shh! Keep it down. Be more vigilant. See those duplicitous dogs over there? They do the dirty work. I've already ordered my people to hold them back, but we should still lay low. Unless you're...
My bad.
Did you hear thunderclaps last night? Hacker, what?
She's been through a lot lately. Please pardon her. Can you tell us...
Thunderclaps are beacon signals of strife. They are a message from the young lord. He threw a spear bearing several words at Akama.
Watch out. The Flame Reaver is back.
I guessed as much. We didn't actually kill them.
I figured this is something you would want to know. We Kremnoans never back down from a fight. So if you
You have my gratitude.
Remind her to be on her toes while you're at it. That vicious kindness has been unusually active. Those lackeys she keeps under cover have been going in and out of the city a lot more frequently these days. Some even seem to be getting Kremnoans.
That's...
Looks like you can see...
We should get back.
By Kefali into Lenten above, as the Theoros I have observed. Virtuous citizens of Akama, Finan Vides, Elysiae, and the Outlander are heading toward us.
Aglaya! What?
I know about the poisonous fangs of that king snake through the golden threads. In the past,
What did...
it is no longer about eloquence or arguments. I have been a demigod for far too long, and I hardly have any humanity left. This has come a lot sooner than I expected. But
Yes, this is my duty.
It is far easier for the Council of Elders to fool many than just fool one person. There is no glory in winning this debate. But that makes having respect for humans so much more priceless. Finan.
I appreciate what you've taught me, Aglaya. I hope.
Oh, you've done well, Lord Calictus. Let me take over and personally close this debate for today. Dearest counselors, let it be known that I sorely miss the blissful times portrayed in lyrical poems. Back then, Amphoreus was home to nearly 1,000 cities, each with their own local faith, while gods walked the earth and shared close bonds with humans. Yet, in the present, people from all over are forced to leave their homeland to seek refuge in the holy city, where they hope to rest under Kefali's protection. All of us have long been in the same boat with no way out of this plight. We didn't have a choice in the past, but now the Council of Elders brings to the table a new possibility. All I have left is one question for you. Would you rather strive toward the unheard of Era Nova, or return to the prosperous Era Chrysia of our past? Make your choice now. Which of the two would lead?
We all know that Era Chrysia is a thing of the past, Lady Kindness. Please, enlighten me.
Let the three Titans of Calamity be born, and Era Chrysia is nevermore. But bring demise to those Titans, and Era Chrysia will descend upon us again. Know that the Council of Elders is never one to make empty promises. Look at who we have on ours. Anaxagoras, one of the Grove's 7 sages, and Castorus, Idonia's goddess of... With the help of these two heroes, I can promise all of you...
Aren't they Chrysos heirs?
It's clear from the start that these heroes do not get along well in their group. All the more proof that Aglaya isn't fit to speak on behalf of every Chrysos heir.
Era Chrysia! Castorus? Why are you standing?
You finally arrived, Naxa. So have you.
Don't worry, Aglaya. Well, I know that you have many queries. Could you tell me, dear citizen, if we successfully retrieve and return Thanatos' core flame without anyone passing the Death Titan's trial?
The answer is simple. We will have a chance to rid the world of death.
He's one of the 7 sages. Your proposal is much too idealistic. As long as the Black Tide still exists...
Remember what I previously said? Kefali's core flame is guarded by the secret power of the Council of Elders. Plus, Pagusa's water curtain will be able to block out any external. Tell me, dear citizens, have any of you ever seen even a glimpse of the threat that this person is
Oh. Could it be that you heard? Citizens, let's loudly sing the blessed hymn.
After the destruction of the 3 Titans of Calamity, the Flame Chase journey will have to end.
This is bad.
Anaxa, pray tell. Everything that you've mentioned hinges on the...
Thank you, Lady Aglaya, for still caring about this city. For Castorus, Idonia's goddess of death.
What?
With that, I solemnly promise that the core flame Lady Castorus brings back will be. Thereafter, if we are able to garner the support of all of you at the Citizens...
With the balance shattered, the result is clear. Akama has chosen her destiny. The issue up for discussion.
Aglaya, dear Aglaya, what has caused your heart to soften?
Wag your tongue as much as you like. Since the Flame Chase journey has been preordained by...
Well then,
Well, it seems that when I sent you to look for Anaxa...
My apologies, everyone. I know that you have many questions.
In that case...
In actuality, a past...
the reason I say this is as I've mentioned earlier.
Anaxa...
Yes, I am but a living...
Have you heard of this tale before? A tale about the ocean god's treasured pearl. It was a seaside town which enjoyed the ocean breeze and glorious until one day, it barged into the top. The queen assembled. It was then that the princess was reborn. The queen was over. Worse still, the terrifying death had consumed all.
Until?
Until?
Oh my... So, according to your story, this is how I used... And yet...
A miracle that I created with alchemy. As for what...
My goodness, is this cliff...
Quiet, Titan. Continue to enjoy this splendid play.
Dragon, huh?
In that case...
I think that this...
Indeed.
Therefore, we can...
A fable, you say?
I guess it might be the concept...
Oh? I thought the moral... What?
No.
Indeed. As expected.
You flatter me.
Of course. What is your question?
If I imparted my knowledge, would you use it to...
What? What kind of strange question is this?
Oh?
Death is, if such a mighty power. After all, you, me. My time is finally here.
You shall wither, and it is a pity that fate...
Is there no other way of interpreting those?
I'm afraid that the meaning is clear. Between my sister and me. My sister is prepared to sacrifice herself. How absurd. My time is almost... What should we do?
Since Chaos is willing to guide all of us and leave this trial to the end...
That's right. Don't allow the fog of an uncertain...
Trial, prophecy... But these 3 people must not have left their names in the epics.
Amphoreus' history before the Titans were born I have long held 3
Calypso, and this warrior.
Regarding this Nias.
Of course.
Looks like you have
Yes, this is the safest.
completely separated. You.
Please, young lady, witness my fall and demise.
I do not understand. Why would you?
Because this is our destiny. The power, furthermore, the vow. Let's chat, young lady. Perhaps since there's still time, I'm not worried about.
Of course. This has the embodiment of Nikador's divinity. He entrusted his life. That means that what I'm
Looks like one hypothesis of mine has already been proven true. If so, the chosen one of death.
Polixia.
If this is true, as long as we can find out where she went, we'll naturally be.
But before that, we first need to witness what ultimately.